Yesterday I got electrocuted because I'm a little lightheaded. Probably shouldn't be doing this today, but oh well. Mario as female version is done, or should I say Maria. G'day everyone and welcome to a very quick, easy build that I'm planning to do for myself. So today I am not feeling 100% because yesterday I got electrocuted. It was minor, it was actually more of an electric shock. My headset at work decided to zap me and I did not like that, and I had to go to hospital in an ambulance, which was fun. But today I'm taking it easy, and of course my version of taking it easy is to create a cosplay, so here we go! So I want another really easy cosplay to wear. I have been wearing like my $2 Sakura everywhere at the moment because she's easy to wear and she's very comfortable and I like what she looks like. So I'm gonna be doing something in the same kind of vein as that, but I want to do a video character. And who else would be better than the most iconic video character ever, Mario, or should I say Maria. Now, as I mentioned, this is going to be super simple. So I've got this hat that I just got off AliExpress and it fits pretty snugly. I'm not even going to wear a wig with this one, I don't think, and I'm definitely not wearing a moustache, even though that would be hilarious. And I've got a red t-shirt. So what my plan is I'm going to make a circle skirt with a zipper on one side and a pocket in the other, and then I'm going to do like a fake little bib that will be attached to the skirt with straps that come over from the back. Super simple, should be able to get it done in one day, but it just depends on whether I need to lay down for a bit. So let's first cut out the skirt, and I'm gonna let that hang for as long as possible, but once again, it's probably not going to hang for a full 24 hours as it's meant to because I just want to get it done. I've got stuff that I need to do. I'm flying out to Singapore next week, so it would be nice for me to be able to take this with me potentially. So yeah, let's go and figure out which petticoat I'm going to be wearing underneath the skirt so I can figure out how long I need to cut the circle skirt. I tried on a few different petticoats and I was tossing up between like a shorter black, more fluffy one and my vintage white petticoat that I inherited from my grandmother. And I think I'm going to go with the white because it's just a little bit longer, it's a little less like puffy but very cute, and I think that if you do see it, it will kind of complement the kind of logo with the M. So I think this is the way that I'm going to go, and I think that it's going to look very cute, and like, yeah, that's the look I'm going for. So now what I need to do is I need to get some measurements, my waist measurement and the length, so that I can do the circle skirt maths and then I can cut it out of the fabric. All right, let's have a look here. So I'm firstly going to grab my waist measurement. Because this is a fitted one, I just need to grab just my normal measurements, that's fine. All right, and the length. I think that should be good. A little bit longer, but not too much. Like a little bit of flick out will be fine. So let's say that's 57-ish. I think that's about what I had before. Okay, and then plus seam allowance, obviously, and yeah, we'll do seam allowance there as well. All right, so now I've got my measurements. What I will do is I will go ahead and use my computer to get the Mood Circle Skirt website open, the calculator, and I will plug in my numbers and it will give me the radius that I need to do, which is awesome. So this is what the Mood Circle calculator looks like, and I really like it because it gives you the option for things to be in inches and centimeters, which obviously is also yards and inches and then meters and centimeters. It's just, yeah, it helps. So because I'm Australian, I use centimeters.
And the thing is that once you select, you know, what preferred unit of measure is, you can then select what type of length you're looking for. So like I'll do midi, but what this is helpful for is for when you are going to be doing a project and you need to know how much fabric you need for that project. Very, very handy, which is wonderful. So it will also give you the option for quarter, half, 3/4 and full. I will be doing a full circle skirt, but it's really good for having all of these ones as well. So for example, I use full a lot, but I've used 3/4. So my red Little Red Riding Hood, that skirt was that 3/4 one, and I've done half before and I've done quarter before. I've used, I believe the quarter were for the cuffs for Toff, and half I can't think of anything right now, but I definitely have used that. So I use this all the time. I don't need cookies, go away. So the next thing you want to do is you want to add your waist measurement. And if you're going to have seams in this, like I know that I need a seam on both sides, add seam allowance as well. Now keep in mind that with circle skirts, there is always going to be a bit of stretch because there's going to be a fair amount of it on the bias. But let's say that you're, you know, it's 85 centimeters. You click calculate yardage, and then you have your waist ratio, which is the inner circle that you're going to be cutting out from the kind of square that you make. You'll need what fabric length you are going to get. So, you know, if you're going to do a midi, you might need a very wide bulk fabric if you were going to have no seam. For me, I am just using, I think it's 150, and I'm going to do it in 2 parts. And then, yeah, obviously fabric length and fabric width, these will always be basically the same, because a circle skirt, at least as a full circle skirt, it is something that you do it by having a square piece of fabric, ideally. But that's fine, and then it'll give you fabric selections, because it's still mood fabric. They want you to buy their fabrics. But yeah, it's really easy and very helpful. This is the thing that is most important. So let's get cracking. So now let me explain the very straightforward way of drawing out your circle skirt. So when you lay your fabric out, fold your fabric over. Now I've only done this once because I'm going to have a seam, and the seam will be this edge line here. What you need to do is from the corner over here is first measure out and go around from that corner the waist radius that the website gives you. Then don't cut that yet, just trust me on that. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting to get your waist ratio number, add that to the length of the skirt that you want, and then from the corner again, go ahead and measure a second line. And the reason why we do this is because if you're measuring from the point, you're going to get a more accurate circle because you're using that one solid point rather than trying to use the waist and getting straight lines. It's just easier, in my opinion at least. I've tried both ways, and this has always meant that I've had a very straight circle hem, if that makes sense. Very level, that's the word I'm looking for. So this is the way that I do it. I would encourage that, so just hold off cutting as long as possible. But now it is ready to cut. So now I shall cut and then use that as a pattern to redo it for the other side of the circle skirt, and then I'm going to let them hang. Yes. So I will check back in with you when that is all done. So I have just hung it up. I will let it drop for as long as possible until I need to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the straps and the bib and also the waistband. I could also cut that out, to be honest. So I'm gonna get cracking on that, but I think I'm gonna go and have a little sit down because I'm a little lightheaded. Probably shouldn't be doing this today, but oh well. They told me to relax. This is how I relax. I'm not good at just turning off, just saying. It's a little bit later in the day, so I am starting to work on the rest of the bits and bobs. So all I'm going to do, honestly, is I just need a bib for the front. I have cut out these two straps
like I am going to be sewing down there with a 1.5 seam allowance, which will give me a nice thick kind of strap that I think will be very cute looking and very secure, which is always good. So the straps are done. I just need to do the little bib. I'm gonna have, I was going to do like a piece at the back, but you know what? I'm just going to do the straps, and I'm going to do a crisscross over the back because that way it will feel nice and secure and it'll also look a little bit cute. So I'm going to do that. So just a bib at the front, might even put a little pocket on the front because I think that Mario has like a little pocket on the front, and I need to cut out the pocket for the side as well. So let's figure out the bib. So realistically, I know that it needs to come up from my waist to like here probably. So let me just move the angle of the lens. Okay, so basically what I wanted to do, and I'm just doing this by eye, like this is not how I normally make cosplays, but you know what, we're just gonna go for it. So I want it to come from my waist, which is where the waistband will be, funnily enough, and I want it to come to about here, I think. All right, so that's about 27. Let's add a few centimeters for seam allowance because like I want it to go into the waistband or at least be sewn behind, and I want a little bit of give. So let's have a look. So if that's, let's look, that, yeah, I think I'll make it 30. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold that over and do 60, cut 60. So that way it's just going to be like one piece of fabric that will be down the middle, nice and easy. And then I want it to be probably about this wide, I think. I think that's quite cute. Oh look, it's another 30. So that's 30 there. Yeah, 30 could do it. Otherwise, I mean, maybe 25. Yeah, maybe 25 is going to be better. I think that that's going to look cuter. Like a little 25. That way there's a little bit of side boob. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to cut a rectangle that's going to be 25 by 60. And that is going to be my bib at the front. And I just remembered seam allowance, because if I haven't got the seam allowance, you know, being joined up the top, I'll need the seam allowance on the sides. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the 25 centimeters. That's pretty close to 10 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it at 11 inches. And why I'm saying that is because I've got this quilting ruler, and that way I can just mark 11 inches and this will make life so much easier. I really wish they made these in centimeters. I've yet to see this in centimeters, and it would just be so much more helpful. So let's go ahead and cut this out now. Now I also want to do the pocket, so I'm going to figure out the pocket size for the front. You know what, I'm not going to put a pocket. No, I'm not going to put a pocket there. It's not going to be functional anyway. Let's not add more complications, shall we? So the only thing left for me to you know, make now is the real pocket that will be in the skirt, and I've got a handy dandy pocket template that I made for myself ages ago. Here she is. So a little bit of a fun fact. This was something that I drafted up as part of a whole other dress that I called the Dawn dress, named after my nan. And I just never released it as a pattern. Only my patrons have got access to this particular pattern. So, and I actually patterned it out for like 4 different sizes. I was very proud of myself. And I just never released it because I didn't do a full video about it and constructing it. Maybe I'll do that one day. Anyway, let's cut out this wonderful pocket. I should just separate this and actually have it on my website for people to use. And I just remembered there is one more piece of fabric that I need to cut, and that is the waistband. So let me get my fabric out again. So the waistband is only going to be like that wide. What is that wide? This is chaos. Like, this is not how I normally do cosplays, but like this is how I do quick cosplays and have fun with it. So like this wide, about 4 centimeters, that's about 1.5 inches. If I do that, 4 centimeters, Yeah, that'd be alright. This is a pretty thick fabric already. I'm not even going to interface it. If this was like a proper cosplay, I would at least be interfacing it. If not, I'd be adding Petersham tape to it as well. But 4 centimeters, so 1.5 inches. Add seam allowance for both sides, 1.5 centimeters, because like I want a nice clean edge, so that would be 7. Let's just make it 3 inches. So 3 inches, so 7 centimeters. 3 inches is a bit bigger than 7 centimeters, but all. And then if we make that there, all right, so that's that. I want that to be the finishing. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Yeah, let's add seam allowance there as well. So that would be that. Okay, so I've got my measurements. So now all I need to do is cut it all out. And yeah, and then we'll have all the pieces cut out. And now we have all the different pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start ironing some of these. And maybe start stitching some of these. Good times. And at that point in time, what I'll need to do once I've ironed it all, there's very little construction I can actually do after like just like making the bib into like the folded and looking nice, and the straps being sewn together. I will need to bring down the skirt. So it's fine, it's fine. I'll do what I need to do. I just realized when I was about to cut the waistband that I did not add the extra amount that you meant to have on the other side. I did the seam allowance, but not the extra one on the other side. So let's recut that. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this today. Oh well, let's keep going. So everything is ironed and it's looking good. I need to go and sit down for a little while. So I'll be back to finish this a little bit later. Who knows, maybe we'll have a full 24 hours to hang out. But you know, I would say that we're already about halfway there. So one other thing that I just raided my stash and I found were these 2 gold buttons that were my grandmother's. They are a little bit like fancy, they're like corded. Like, I'm not even sure where she got these. Like, they're so interesting. Knowing my nan, she probably had a garment and then unpicked them because she liked them, but the garment was like ripped or something. So they are the biggest gold buttons that I have, and considering like the girly look that I'm going for, I think that it's gonna work. I also raided the stash and I found I have this zipper, which seems to be about the right length and color, so I'll use that for the skirt. Cool. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've overlocked the edges of the skirt, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the zipper. So, not the zipper, sorry, the pockets. So what you're going to do is you're going to get one side of your fabric, and you're going to get the pocket, and you're going to pop it down like this. And you're going to actually go down about 10 centimeters or 4 inches and put the top of the pocket right there. Okay, this is to include the 1.5 centimeter seam allowance for the waist, but yeah, this is generally what I do. Works every time. I don't need to change it. So what I do is I pin that, I sew that with a 1.5 centimeter seam allowance, and then I do the same reversing it on the other panel. And then what we do is when you sew it as per normal, like if you were doing the side seam, but what you do is you sew down, and then, because that will then be connected there, you sew down and then you sew around the pockets at the same time, and then you continue down on the skirt. And that's how you get super simple, easy pockets put into your cosplay. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I've just finished the skirt and attached the waistband and all of that. Tried it on, fitting good, needs a good press. So I'm going to move on now to the kind of top portion. So the first thing I need to do is I need to create the buttonholes, and then after I create the buttonholes and sew on the buttons, I then need to attach the kind of bib to the inside of the front of the skirt,
and then figure out where the straps are gonna go. And with those straps, I'm gonna need to have to overlock the edge, like after I figure out where they're going, and then hand stitch them in. But then it shall all be done, and I'm very excited to see the finished outfit.
There you go! Mario as female version is done. Or should I say Maria. Anyway, I really enjoyed this process. It was only a one-day build and all I had to do was make a circle skirt with a little bib with straps. Not that difficult and a fantastic beginner project for anyone who wants to create this look. Like, this is the one to do, guys. As I mentioned before, got the hat off AliExpress, and this shirt is just a plain red shirt that I actually got off eBay. So, you know, didn't make everything, but also you don't have to. In cosplay, you don't have to make everything. You actually don't have to make anything at all. You can just buy it all online. It's just, you know, don't enter competitions with it if the rules say you're not allowed. But that's not the point of cosplaying. Cosplaying is about you portraying your characters, so go nuts. I hope that you have enjoyed this very quick build. Literally, like I said, one day, and that was with a whole lot of lying down as well, because I'm still not feeling good. I'm really not feeling good. But yeah, it was good. Nothing seems to be dropping yet. I think the fabric won't drop actually because it's a very dense weave. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I want to give a special shout out to my amazing patrons, especially the $10 tier month patrons who are
Justine Ghosty, Rogue Threads, Fangirl X, Sam M, Monica, Lulu Rush Cosplay, and Sotaku.
And I do just want to give a special shout out to my amazing patrons. Just, you guys are just the best of best. Thank you so much for your support. It really means the world to me. Anyway guys, thanks for joining me on this one-day adventure. Are you gonna make your own? It's really easy. I encourage it. Alright, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and all of that good stuff. Bye.